Only 3 months after his divorce from Amara, Daniel stood in a luxurious wedding hall surrounded by cameras, celebrities, and wealthy guests. Beside him was Cynthia. She wore a diamond necklace, a designer wedding gown, and a smile that made everyone believe she had found the perfect husband. Daniel looked around the beautiful hall and felt proud. He believed he had finally escaped his old life. He believed he had upgraded. But somewhere far away from the noise and celebration, the woman he abandoned was quietly rebuilding her life. After the divorce, Amara did not return to the village in shame. She did not beg Daniel to come back. She did not fight for a man who had already chosen to leave. Instead, she made one phone call. "Father, I think it's time." The voice on the other side became emotional. "My daughter, I have waited years for you to come home." That night, Amara returned to a world Daniel never knew existed. The next morning, Amara sat inside a boardroom that was bigger than any place Daniel had ever entered. Executives stood up when she walked in. "Good morning, Madam Nwosu." Amara looked around the room quietly. For years, people had known her as a simple village woman. But today, the world would finally know the truth. She was Amara Nwosu, the only heir to the Nwosu global empire, a company worth billions of dollars. The announcement spread across the business world. Amara Nwosu has officially taken over as chairwoman of Nwosu Global Holdings. News stations repeated her name. Business leaders wanted meetings with her. Investors celebrated her return. And somewhere in Lagos, Daniel was watching the television. The glass in his hand stopped halfway to his mouth. "No," he whispered. "That can't be her." But it was. The woman he called ordinary had become one of the most powerful women in the country. While Daniel was discovering Amara's secret, another truth was beginning to appear. Cynthia was not the perfect woman he imagined. The luxury lifestyle she showed the world was built on debt. Her expensive clothes, vacations, and cars were all funded by borrowed money. She loved the success Daniel had gained. But she never loved the struggle that created him. And now that Daniel's business started facing problems, Cynthia began changing. The success Daniel built began falling apart. Partners stopped answering his calls. Investors walked away. The same people who once praised him suddenly disappeared. Daniel finally understood something painful. Many people loved his success. Very few people loved him. And the one person who truly did love him was the woman he threw away. For the first time in years, Daniel felt the weight of his choices. The money was disappearing. The people who surrounded him were leaving. The woman he thought was beneath him was now standing above everyone. And suddenly, Daniel remembered the old days. The woman who woke up early to cook for him. The woman who sold her belongings to support his dreams. The woman who smiled even when life was painful. Amara. He realized too late that he had not lost a wife. He had lost the only person who truly believed in him. Daniel waited outside the headquarters of Nwosu Global Holdings. His heart was beating like the first day he met Amara. But this time, he was not meeting a village woman. He was meeting a powerful CEO. When the elevator doors opened, Amara stepped out wearing a beautiful business suit. The same woman he abandoned. But she was no longer the woman he left behind. Daniel lowered his pride for the first time. "Amara, I made a terrible mistake." She looked at him calmly. "A mistake?" she asked. "Daniel, you didn't make one mistake. You made a choice. You chose someone else because you thought I was not enough." Her words were painful because they were true. I was with you when you had nothing, she continued. But when you gained everything, you forgot me. Daniel had no answer. While Daniel was trying to fix his past, his present was collapsing. Cynthia discovered that Daniel's wealth was no longer what it used to be. The man she married for his success was losing everything. And instead of standing beside him, she made a shocking decision. She started secretly working with his business rivals. She wanted to protect herself, even if it destroyed Daniel completely. The biggest business meeting of the year arrived. Executives, investors, and powerful leaders gathered inside the Nwosu Global boardroom. Daniel entered quietly. He expected rejection. He expected humiliation. But what happened next shocked everyone. Amara stood up and spoke. Everyone deserves a second chance. But forgiveness does not mean forgetting. The room became silent. Daniel thought losing Amara was his biggest punishment. But the greatest punishment was knowing that he had once possessed something priceless and threw it away. Money can return. Businesses can be rebuilt. But some people, once lost, never come back. Amara had learned her worth. And Daniel had finally learned the cost of his pride.